Have you ever wondered what goes on in the mind of a PUBG player when playing solo squads? Well, now is time. I'm going to give you a full breakdown of this random 17 kill game, a very, very clutch ending with all my thoughts and all these little plays that you should be doing. This is a very long video, but it will teach you the way of a solo PUBG player. Let's get into it. You're the wrong person, Recoil. Right, guys, welcome to the breakdown. We're going to go through a random video. This is just a random game. I have edited it, made it into a gameplay video, so there will be some skips, but we're going to break it down and see what happens. So first of all, remember, I'm also streaming this game with these VODs, so I am randomly talking throughout the game, looking away from the screen, so we do random different things. But we're going to watch little fights, see what happens, and then break them down for you. So I'm just going to be watching here to kind of see what happens in my plays kind of thing as we slowly dive into it. So yeah, here first of all, I'm TPPing a lot. Well, it seems like I'm TPPing a lot, but I'm actually not really TPPing at all. I'm literally just playing off audio at the moment, but we'll break it down again in a second. We have choked that first shot, though. Little long fight for the first one. Solo. He plays a bit unlucky there as well, so gets himself caught a little solo. Right, so let's go back and check this out. So when we first come in here... So when we first go into this compound, we hear a little shot, and I'm like, is that from this compound? We then kind of coast in to see if we see anyone. As we coast in, we obviously see this guy jump here, which is obviously going to start the start of our play. So immediately, we know this guy is in this area here, which means this side is going to be frettish. So I'm going to switch seats. So I've got the car as cover if he rushes me completely at the start of the fight. We immediately jump seats, get around this corner, and then we start listening. We start using our ears. So right then, I don't know if you'll hear it on the stream, but I hear him running on grass around this area. Now, I'm going to be quite slow in this play because I don't know how many there are. This is solo squad, so I don't know how many there are, how many we're waiting for, but audio is very important. I hear this guy run around there, and now I know he kind of has the cover of my car a little bit, so I'm going to be a little bit cheeky, TPP for a little bit longer, just in case he's on the back wall, or if he's pushing up more on this side of the wall we had earlier. But right now, we're just going to sit here, wait, see if we hear any noise. Currently not hearing anything, so I'm expecting him just to sit there. In comes a nade, so I'm just going to move inside, get a little bit of cover. Now, because the nade has gone off, as well as me not being able to hear, this is also going to distract him with where I'm going. That noise is going to muffle it, so it allows me to slow walk straight up to this wall, but then gets me very close into his vicinity, allowing me to get ready with my Tommy gun, which is going to be a big play this game. SMG meta, the hipfire meta. That's how we're going to play a lot in this game. We run round, we see him. Now, we take that little step back there. You may see it. It's a very tiny movement, but it's a be careful kind of movement, which may go unnoticed when you first kind of watch this kind of game. But as you see right here, we run here, and we immediately go back left again, just in case he immediately rechows. We have this bit of the wall just for a second, so he has to fully peek his body just a little bit more to be able to see me, and it'll give me just a little bit time to strafe into him. We hear that he carries on running, so this gives us a chance to then push up to this wall, gives us a TPP angle, and we see what we can do. He gets behind the car, but doesn't use it as cover, so he's technically used a bad play here. If I was him, he's actually made a pretty good play here. He takes the back of the car, gets ready to head glitch immediately, has an advantage on me because I have my whole body down this line, but he decides to keep running. I don't know if this guy's not using a proper headset or whatever, but he doesn't hear me. Now, first of all, I'll go for the hip fire just because they're OP. I then go for the aim down sights and just whiff a little, so we then see what happens. I'm going to use a molly here just to see if we can randomly get him. We know he's in that corner over there, so we're just going to throw it, see if it connects. Doesn't connect. We catch him healing in the open, so there he is. So back when we throw the molly, we know the molly is also going to cause that reaction, so we throw the molly. Let me erase this. If we throw the molly, we immediately know that he's going to see this. Oh, sorry. He's going to see this molly. And so he's going to push background this way. Now, we're hoping we can catch him before he gets too close to the car. But he doesn't even go for the car. He's doing so. He's boosting, getting ready to throw his nade. Doesn't do something here, but he's just caught in the open, and then we do kill him. We don't go for a little hip fire. I'm sorry if the screen is like stuttering a little when we're like pausing and unpausing here, but good old live video editing. So here, we think it's clear. He was Insta. None of his teammates showed up, so we just go back to chatting, using my ears again while waiting in the game. Not really doing too much here. PUBG right now is probably in one of its worst states it's ever been in. It's true. That is true. We do hear shots in the distance, but they're pretty far. It's still phase 1. I'm not really too fussed about them right now, in general. So we're a lot later in the game now. There is 52 alive. We see this smoke over here on our right side as we pull up, so we're coasting in. Let's see how the engagement goes, and then we'll have a little watch back. Oh my god, I thought that was more. Luckily, he's panicking. You on DF later? Okay, so there we basically just catch a guy in the open. There's not really much to it. We go for the shots nice and early on here. I think he's going to carry on running in the straight. So this is kind of like, I think we're going to be able to see him running all the way back. But there's actually a dip here, which he goes behind, which actually covers him. So actually, in general, kind of a bad shot from me. I normally wouldn't take the shot if I think they're going in cover, but my mind hasn't processed that immediately. But we go for the shot. We whiff a little. We go for the insta-crouch. You know, the better aim. Tried to track him. Oh my god, I thought that was more. We catch him here again. Luckily, he's heard this sniper. I think he's also thinking that shot was our AK shot from before. Was also that guy when he was panicking from that guy. Means he kind of sits in the open for our first kind of kill. Or then he may even realize there that, oh, that AK did come from the other way. But we just beam in there, so there's not really much to say. Luckily, he's panicking. We also heard them shots, remember, though. So even though I'm not really looking, we did hear the shots earlier. Meaning we know that our other players around. So even though I seem like I'm not paying attention here, my head and mind is still, like, in the game thinking, okay, there's other players around this area. There was smoke down. He was panicking. That kind of thing. PUBG thing. PUBG's sick, by the way. But it's broken on Xbox. Not too sure what happens here. We're just pulling up, seeing if we can hear anything. Like I said, most of the game is played with my ears because I'm looking at chat half the time. I'm waiting all week to play this lovely little 40-minute PUBG mode. Okay, so we immediately hear shots here. Let's see how this plays out, and then we'll catch up and see what happens again. This guy seems like a player who knows what he's doing. I think he immediately hears us. Nice little jump shot. And this is actually quite a clean
I saw his
fight.
nade. I knew what he was doing.
Yeah, so as I say there, we catch his nade. So if we go back here, once again, we are just listening. Don't know if you can hear it on the actual VOD yourself. But we hear him running, obviously, in the back over this side here. We hear him running. We even hear the little jump there as well. We then hear the mantle, which causes us to push. We catch him going in the door. Now, this is a hard push, so we could push round and try and do something. But the time it takes me to travel from this position, round to here to this position, this guy sees it all, he hears it all, he knows exactly what's going on. And this is what actually caused him to lose the fight, because that's what he realizes. So we hear the nade there. We hear the nade pull. We know the nades come out. So instinctively, he knows we're here as well. He's heard us. He knows what's going on. Instinctively, he's going to try and throw the nade over to here. Once he hears us move, we know he's going to try and pre-throw the nade to where we are. He's also going to hear our stun grenade leave here, which will cause him to panic and move. That's where we go for the stun. So in my head, right now, I'm going, right, we're going to throw stun. We're going to start pushing this way. We know the nade is coming, so we're going to push back again immediately from that nade. So we see him leaning there. He's getting ready. He sees us. He's going to hear us run this way, see us run this way. But we know he's had that nade before. He's still going to be throwing it, so we don't want to push back in, and we should go back and challenge this way. As you see, he's pre-throwing the nade there. We go for a cheeky jump shot because SMGs are OP, and that allows us to win that cheeky one-on-one fight.
I saw his nade. I knew what he was doing.
And we saw his nade. All right, is there a charge you're about later? So we take that. We take that. Nice little dub. We're not too much there, you know. We had to listening to the nade. So, like I said, most of this game is just audio. If you've played this game before,
like,
all audio.
Like that kind of thing.
Now, we're coming up to another random fight. I believe we've just been running on the side for a while. We had some shots at a compound and another compound. We run up to another compound and we find a team. And this is a fight I think I can win. So we're going to engage with this fight from randomly running around the edge. So once again, these games, I'm talking to chat, running around, and I'm mostly just listening, looking here and there, and not worrying too much.
Large player base between the logic to make the game easier to play to achieve that goal. It's the mobile that's the thing that will always hang over PUBG.
Quite deep chats these are. You can come watch us live on twitch.tv/GamerNatural, by the way, if you want to join in any of these podcasts like PUBG chats.
Is this a different compound?
Okay, so we'll let this play out, but we immediately spot the team. We don't have any util, but this team is getting ready to fly out of here, so this kind of gives us an advantage. Nice beams there as well, so always helps when you can shoot a little. We will say that. Actually using smoke, which is rare for me, but hey, it was one of my tip video on the YouTube as well. More SMG meta. Lovely bit of SMG meta. Lovely bit of SMG meta. Right, so this is where we're now getting into the video. We've still got 15 minutes left of this. So this is going to be a long video. Let's go all the way back here. Let's check out what's going on.
That will be the money maker.
So we rack up on the compound here. We hear shots in the distance. We're not too worried about them. We see this go down. We obviously spot player one. Player one immediately. We're guessing there's more than one every time when we play solo squads. Minimum 3, we always think. Now, we don't shoot him immediately. We could see it. We see him there, and we could shoot immediately. That's sometimes what happens. But because we're playing solo squads, the first knock is so important. The only way we can make a play in solo squads is by getting that initial knock. If we don't get the knock, I can't play this. This whole hill is done. The whole hill's done. We can never play here again. Because if we peek, we're getting headshot.
I've got a nade. How disappointing.
Luckily, he's edging out the edge of the smoke there. We heard a shot there as well. Sniper rifle. This side, shooting out of a window. So we know there's 2. So this is now a threat. And this door here is now a threat immediately from that. So in my head, we're thinking, right. First knock, this guy. Second, get ready for this door or this window. We see first guy. This is our opportunity. He's now in a space where I believe I can get the kill. We get the first knock. We immediately rotate to the left door because that's where we heard the sniper. Now, that is a quick adjustment, a very quick adjustment. The door doesn't peek immediately. Now, most players will peek immediately to save their mate, so we then switch over to the other door, spotting this guy. This guy, luckily, we beam him, we get the knock on him. Now, once we knock him, we did actually see his teammate in the background there for a second, I believe. And this smoke is now down. This is where we now have to make the play as a solo squadder. Once again, we leave that fight. We sit up on the hill. They get both reses. We can never push down again. We're then probably getting locked out of blue just because blue is working its way in slowly. But we're not too worried about blue in general until endgame because we're not expecting to get to endgame. We got some smokes. They've got their smoke down. This door is their cover right now. We know they're going to be using this door, TPPing it. Get this smoke line down so we can get to this fence at least. Pulling out our SMG because we're in SMG range. Right, so there is a bit of information there what tells us what's going on. So we did knock the first guy down outside the arena. So we knew he was outside in this area where this smoke was. But we don't immediately see him. And then we see doors shut. Doors shut means I think they've all retreated inside. Gamble play, but in my mind I'm going, right, this building is now the whole threat. Can't really shoot out these windows, so these windows aren't really actually a problem. And we got 2 knocked. So they're taking their time here. They had to get one to crawl in. This guy didn't get rezzed immediately. He crawled his way in. So we're thinking one's still getting revived or they're being a little bit slow. And the fact we haven't had anyone fight us back means we should be able to push a lot closer. Now, this is a bit of an ego. I probably shouldn't have just jumped in the window like this, but we wanted to be quick. So we just jump in the window, go for the shots from the first guy. Now, a really weird part here is we hear the far compound connecting a Dragunov shot on someone. Now, I don't believe it would be the down because the down would be in cover. So that means another player in there is immediately been made weak. And it isn't a boy what's just been rezzed because he hasn't been knocked. This is where we start using audio again. So we hear the slight movement from on the left side, so we know he's on the left. And we get a bit of PUBG timing here. We both push out at the same time. I've got the SMG. We just go for the hip fire. And did this kill get stolen? I'm not even sure what actually happened. If we now look back at this completely. I'm guessing the other guy gets knocked by the Dragunov at the same time. Or he was sniped earlier? Can we see? If we look back in the kill feed?
Oh, nade, how disappointing.
I'm not even sure. That's like... Surf is the first one we knocked. Oh, wait, I've just realized, watching this back from here, the second knock is still outside. I actually missed this. The knock is on the car. I actually missed that knock being on the car. That's who they're thirsting. So that's some information I've just learned while watching this back. None of the shots are connecting with the person inside. It's just a free man, and they're just shooting my first. So there you go. It was just fortunate it was a free man. So he was rezzing the first guy. Took so long rezzing the first guy. We push in. We get the knock on the guy he knocked again. Other guy's not really ready. Causes his panic. We managed to get in and get the kill. That's funny.
He got my kill.
But now we're going to take a little bit of time here. We're going to take a drink. We've killed the squad.
So many kill steals these days. So many.
I'm going to pause the video here just for a second. We're not really too worried. We're in a pretty condensed compound. It's fairly in the open. We're pretty much sure to hear if anyone gets close.
Kill steals.
Having a peek there. Do spot a guy in a car, but for me, pointless spray. Not going to go for it. Actually switching to the sniper here, just because we are stuck in the compound. And we will pause it here for a second, because the nade has come in. Let's see if I hear anything while I'm looting.
I'm in push. I'm in push.
So I hear the nade, not the footsteps here. I'm going to have to keep this audio up so I can hear it. Now, we're going to let the fight play out in a second, but we're just relaxing here. We're listening, and we can hear the guy on the right side over here right now. I'm waiting to see if we hear any more footsteps, because once again, if this is a numbers game, If we wait in here, just stay very still, he's not going to know exactly where we are. We see if anyone else turns up. Because there's nades, I'm guessing there's going to be more than one, but I don't think there is in this situation. Just chilling, seeing if we hear him anymore. So far, sounds like only one guy. It's kind of crazy how much of an audio game PUBG is. We now know he's in the building. Now, he does go down to a knock, but I don't believe anyone else turns up immediately. So I'm going to talk over the little play here quickly, which isn't too much, but we're just listening. And when we peek from this corner, I believe I know he's in this area. I didn't know he was close as this. I maybe think he's in this hallway. But the reason I just step out and start strafing is because he hasn't heard me for a while. He doesn't know exactly where I am. If I come out strafing fast, my SMG going for the hip fire, he's not going to be able to keep up. He's not expecting it. He doesn't know which way I'm coming from. He's not pre-aiming anywhere, which should hopefully just catch him on surprise. And tries to shoot back, but he hasn't got the time just because it all happened so quickly. Immediate another pause. Because we've killed one and he's only a knock, I do believe the rest of his team has come in. So we are now kind of on alert, even though it doesn't look like we're on alert. The problem is that what makes the money isn't the game I want to play. The funny thing is, everything what actually makes money in these video games is actually what most people don't want to play. People normally end up buying things inside the video games and stuff because they enjoy the video game, not because of the actual item. Just talking itself. Like, they buy the item because they're like, it's in the game, they're going to buy it. And the less people start enjoying the game, they're likely that they are to buy things. We'll let the game play out and we'll catch up with talking in a second when something happens. That's why COD is a perfect example, right? Call of Duty, all its like transactions and everything makes it so much money. But people have got to the point where they hate the gameplay and the style of the game and everything that people actually don't want to play it anymore because of it. Even though that stuff makes the money, it's not actually what most of their fan base wants to play. There we go, some shots in at us. Not sure. Where are you like shooting that wheel from? Woo! That was dirty. Right, there's a lot going on here. We will being swarmed. We'll pull back a little couple times here. Right. Before we get too far in, let's pull back here a second and see what was going on. So we walk outside, the wheel starts getting taken out, and that wheel from. Don't really know where it's from. Guy takes a shot, misses. Immediately hear it behind. Now we should technically go for cover here, but we're gonna be a bit ballsy, and we're just gonna turn around, crouch, go for the shot, and luckily hit quite a clean shot. We immediately now hear two other shots on our right side, but they're not immediately at us, because we also get shot from this left side over here as well, in this area, which causes us to get behind this car for cover, because once we're behind the car for cover, we have cover from this whole side. So that's the threat right now. This side have been shooting for a little while, the Dragunov, and it hasn't been at us while we were shooting their mate. So this here is our main threat on this side right now. We see this guy, we just go for a shot, and then we get a shot again from the left side guy. We just secretly... Now we push around here to here because we know now this whole line across is now our threat line. This is the area with every enemy in, and right now we don't know how many different teams that is. Don't know how many different teams that is. We'll also be paying attention to this as well right now because it's phase 4. Phase 5 is when blue zone becomes dev zone. That's when it suddenly starts hurting. People start to struggle to stay alive in. So we now have this line down here we have to hold. And as we just discussed, our threat is kind of like round in this area right now. So we know they're actually probably all going to be trying to get close to the compound, which causes us to rotate round here, which gives us this little side in the bottom right to work with for now. Being swarmed. Now, because we have that wall on our right, so if we draw this quickly, so the wall goes like this. And we go round here. We know we can peek this side of the building without this side being a threat, just because this is cover. So this is all cover. We're all okay in this area here. Because we have this little wall here for cover, and if we peek here, we have this for cover on this side. That's our okay area for now. We see this guy on the hill. We're just going to go for some pop shots at him. We're doing okay. I'm feeling the sniper. Kind of want to get it. Now, we got the tag on him, and we don't want to get red eyes on that guy. So we're going to kind of go back and just check that no one is closer than we think. So that's why we're going to quickly run around this way again. Now, this is the part where we get some information from the game, which makes us realize they are actually two different teams. That guy shooting up there is shooting someone else close to him. So that immediately gives us an idea that this area is now split. We have one team here, one team here. We believe both teams are going to want to push our compound because of zone, but they're both stopping each other push because of zone. But we also know that this team is blocking this team from crossing here, and this team is blocking this team from crossing here. So it gives us actually a bit of breathing space. Just trying to do some fancy sniper shots on this guy. Managed to connect. Let's see what happens here. Actually kind of a confusing game, to be fair. This is actually kind of confusing. We see the blue coming in. We see no one pushing. We know the guy's knocked from blue. So we go inside to see where this right team is, and we see the smoke. So we know that they're actually trying to play this line instead of towards our building, which gives us a bit of space as well. You already run, or? Now we get to watch me with a bunch of sniper shots, which will be fun. I'd normally cut this out, but you know. Go on, hit him. Oh, dear. Is there another one out there, or? So, because we've got our SMG, we're kind of allowing the other team to come up close, and kind of how we saw them play early on the tree makes me kind of think they're less of a threat of a team, just because they didn't absolutely destroy us immediately, meaning I'd rather them get close so I can get my SMG and confirm the kill. That team over there, we tried to get the knocks on them, we kind of missed them, but they're running in the open a little bit. They're trying to actually get ahead of us. When looking at zone is actually quite bad, so we're expecting them to move all the way up and try and beat us to zone. But now we hear the footsteps from this guy. We're now going to let this bit play out. It's definitely a rough one to keep count of everything going on here, just because of the amount of different people. But luckily, they are slugging it just a little bit. So, after this time, I now kind of, in my head, when watching this back, I'm not even sure if I've checked the kill feed, so I'm not even sure if I know they're two different teams, or if they aren't two different teams. But because I've seen two there and two over here, I'm probably getting confused with who's who in this fight. But we're going to go back just to talk about this little fight here. I think we have to go, like, a little bit further back here. So we hear the footsteps here. We hear the guy running around the building. We only hear one set of footprints right now. We are eyeing up the blue right now because the blue could still be a threat. It's still survivable. We knocked the guy earlier in it. We're making sure no one is in there right now. We hear the guy on the other side. I check for util. Don't have any. So we immediately spot the knock. meaning he hasn't revived yet. And then we know the other guy's to the left. So we know he's going to peek and try and save his mate if we go for him. Now, there's a big benefit here if you've played PUBG a lot and you know the game, is that this fence is destructible, but its destructibility is also very annoying because it soaks up a bunch of bullets until it's disappeared. So we're going to bait the guy to waste his bullets and make him panic a bit while he destroys this, and then that allows us to strafe around and come shoot him when we're not really panicking about shooting the fence too much. As you see, the fence is very annoying. It breaks and it like delays your shot. So we just use it as cover until he breaks it, and then we push out and kill him. We immediately use our eyes again to scout out to see if we see anything on this line, but we're not seeing anything, and we're not really too worried about this team now. Now, I'm not sure, once again, if that is the same team as earlier, but this is immediately going to make me think, right, we've got these two knocked. Let's get them out, and let's rotate back and see if we can catch the rock guys before they're rotating, as they may be watching the kill feed, even if they're not on the same team, and go, right, we can push now. This guy's gone away. So we now need to push back and make sure that other team isn't pushing from there. And I actually needed some 9s. We spot the smoke, so there is a chance that they're close still. See the first, don't see anyone else, so we're trying to get that first out because we don't want to be playing a 4-man this late in the game. Because the knock's there, we know that the other one's probably also pushed up as well, just due to the way the person's crawling. Catch his teammate, go for the shot. Now, there's a lot of information there at the same time, what we're taking in, which isn't really being relayed back to the stream without you knowing. But, like I said, Phase 5 is kill blue zone. Phase 6, even worse. This team were in this compound. They were getting shot at from this direction. They had been knocked. That means this area is now the red area for us, where we now need to find an area to rotate in. We still have a fair amount of time here. So this gives us time to rotate around the back side of the blue. We know there's trees up here from earlier, and try and rotate ourselves in. You can't do it like that anymore. Oh, we're dead. We gotta go so far. This team here, who had to push in this way, decided to shoot the tires at the car that they could use to get into zone. It's true. It's true. So rather than pushing all the way left here towards zone early, we're going to push around the right side to try and be in the cover a little bit more, actually use the trees as much as we can. Kills here and there and that kind of thing, but just one lucky shot here and there and I'm dead. As we're running in, we are hearing the multiple shots and we are paying attention to what's happening right now. So we've heard the shots on this side, and we've also heard the shots on the other side of the mountain as well. So we know there's a threat on each side. Now, this is kind of handy for us, because we just heard this sniper shot. Let me change to the red again here. Oops, that's the wrong one. We just heard the sniper shot up here, meaning they're distracted. This team shot a second ago as well. Now, we're hoping they're not just one team. Now, this is where the ballsy play comes in. We could try rotating up towards them and sneaking our way in for both teams and seeing what happens. But if they're fighting against each other right now, we don't actually know what's going on. We're going to get caught going to either one probably. This is where we get the random play of actually pushing more up into the center. Now, the reason we do that is because if we get below either of these parts, rather than rotating around these parts through the center, it's just a more random play you wouldn't expect somewhere to be. Would you expect a solo to be in the open? So let's see exactly how we play this out, because we haven't seen it just yet, but that's how I'm thinking in my head right now, just looking at it. I'll catch him in a minute. I win this little cheeky end game. Kind of hoping for the best, that we just don't randomly get spotted. No, we're running straight through the open, but that kind of is the plan, so we're in like a random spot. So we went a little bit more right at the start there, just to use the rock as the cover, then the tree line, just in case that team above shot us. And I think the reason we did that, thinking back on it, is because this team is actively shooting. This team is actively not shooting anymore. So this means this team could be looking out more than the team shooting. So if we get below this team, we have all the cover, and this team can't really peek either because they're not looking at this team. They're also covered by this rock, and we haven't seen anyone on them. That's probably what's happened there.
I presume there'll be someone there, but...
So yeah, that's why we're hanging in the middle right now. So we're now on this ridge of the hill, which now allows us to kind of push up, because either team would have to overextend and maybe expose themselves to the other team if there is another team there. So that's why we're kind of pushing below this one. And this is the more active team, making me think there's more of them, or there's a better team. They're also getting knocks in the kill feed.
Hey, Matt. How are we, mate? Lovely to see you.
We immediately hear footsteps, so we go crouch mode to try and be a little bit more quiet and hope the headsets aren't on full. I'm going to let this part play out, and then we'll come back and check out what happened. Ballsy one, but we do get the kill. Let's go roll back here quickly and see what actually happens.
Lovely to see ya.
So we hear the footsteps on our left right now, meaning someone is close. We're expecting someone to be very close. We can hear them on the other side of this rock. Sounds like they're around here-ish right now, and it's on grass. So I'm even maybe expecting them to be a bit closer, but that area is now a threat from the red on our mini-map. Now we can still hear that guy on the left moving quite a lot. Now, we spot this guy, but we also hear this guy. So we know there is another player around here strafing. We're going to kill this guy first because we have the opportunity. We're immediately going to sprint around the left because we know the other guy's there. We also hear another footstep as we go for that jump shot as well. So as we're jumping around, we jump into this bit of cover. We hear the footsteps, so we kill that guy. We kill this guy. We immediately get in this cover, but also turn around at the same time. We go for a jump shot again, SMG. We take a couple shots while strafing. We know he's really weak here, and it's a ballsy push, but we go for it, believing he's weak, and he is luckily one shot, which gives us that kill. We know who they got it down earlier, so we're having a quick peek with the sniper, seeing if we can see anyone, going for a bit of an ego. But once we've done the ego, we're going to turn around and push back, because we heard them shots earlier on the other side, and I still believe there'd be another team there, just because how the situation's going. So we want to cover our back, and looking at zone, this team here has no reason to move right now. So all of this is technically a safe area. If there's teams in here, we're not really too worried about them. And we're also not going to believe anyone's in this area here either, just because this team has this compound. So they're not going to allow anyone in that area. We had the team above us, so there should be no one here. Meaning that all of this is now our focus line. All of this is our focus. We do not care about the team in the compound. The team in the compound, they have cover. Knocks are pointless right now. There's going to be no push. We need to make sure no one else is immediately trying to come up to our rock, because actually our rock is the easiest place to rotate into.
How are you doing today, Matt? What are we up to? That shouldn't be everyone, so...
So just trying to scout out here. There's no one immediately on our right. We don't see them, so we're going to peek around more here. Spot the guys in the distance. Now we're just going for some pop shots. We've spotted them, scare them a little bit. Just kind of play the game, wait for a bit, hold our rock.
Yeah, it's disappointing not, like, clutching up, though, you know, getting unlucky. It's frustrating, isn't it? PUBG's very frustrating when you just randomly die in that. Just going to let this play out for a bit until we see. Would have loved to have got that first there, but don't think we're going to get a chance at it. Could probably try and push now while they're doing that, but this right here, this is going to be, we're going to fight instead. It's going to be very frustrating. So there you go. So I've given call-outs there. So we've got this knock. We need to get to zone. So we also see this knock in the kill feed. I'm not sure which team shoots who, but this also gives us another opportunity because another team's distracted. If we can get ourselves to this rock here and we can play this, we then have zone, and this is a bit more open here, and this team can focus them. We have the cover of that little rock. So it gives us a little bit of area to work with. There you go. The knock was there, so it was this team knocking someone over there, which gives us even more of an opportunity. Knock from him. Right, now we're in this area. We can now use the left team as our teammates. That's kind of the goal. We've got to the area. This team over here at this compound can now help us shoot this other team. So we just have to watch this other team rather than looking at this team. If I go against that, bad plays from me. Spot one of their knocks. Don't immediately go for the first because we're more worried about someone sneaking behind. I think we spotted someone there on the fence, maybe. Like, can we go back a frame, maybe? Always forget how you do this. How do we go back a frame? Not sure. We'll just go back in the video. There's a tiny bit of movement here. This is who we spot right here. My eyes would have picked that up. Luckily, we get timing on him. He goes prone. He has an MG3, though, so the prone actually is kind of crazy. That is a hard fight to win, meaning we're actually stuck in a kind of a battle here, and it's a panic battle. We kind of have to try and ego our way out of this. We can't beat the MG. We can't beat the team in front. So we have to try and distract the team in front, and then hopefully that'll cause the MG guy to push just because Blue's coming in. We just need a second here to breathe so we can fight the back team again. Gave us a second to breathe. He had to push him because of Blue. Managed to get the knock. Now we're going to look for the rest of the threats. Where's their other boy get to? Just kind of looking, trying to see what information we can find. They got zone. And then the other guy died, and now they have zone. Technically, this should now be an impossible game. I need to get an early knock to have any chance to win this. The only chance ever of me winning this while they sit in the compound is I knock one early, and then I play and ego the second guy while the other guy's rezzing, and then I push in. Fortunately for us, this team is about to make a massive mistake. If you boys want to push, I would appreciate that. Oh boy, we would. Now, this is a cheeky play. Solo squads. Smokes. You might realize I don't use them too much. And the reason is because they kind of benefit the other team a lot. When I'm in a smoke, I bait out my area. It's really hard to, like, get inside a smoke and play inside a smoke as a solo. But here, we're throwing our smokers to give them cover, to allow them to push us. Because I am more confident I can beat these guys in a 1v4, a 1v3 with an SMG than sniper rifling them across the map. So we're giving them cover to allow them to push a bit more. We're just kind of watching here. We're, like, two pushed, one's still back. We're waiting for information right now. Information is the gameplay here. We need one to make a mistake. And so far, they're actually playing it pretty well. We spot this guy. We could take the shots early, but we need to guarantee the down, or try to guarantee the down. This boy here was supposed to be their playmaker. If this boy pushed up and took the edge of this hill and just sat here, like, we're done for. But they've kind of stalemated on this ledge here, which gives us a little bit of space to work with, where here, zero space to work with. Now, the reason we push forwards now is because this guy's throwing something. So, no matter what, this guy can't shoot us. This guy does peek. But we have two options here. We have double cover. So, I'm probably going to try and bait the nade, I believe. I'm not sure if he'll throw that to that rock and I'll move to the crate. Haven't watched this for a while. Or what will happen. So, let's see what happens and then we'll talk about it. Let's let this play out, and then we can talk over we can check back, and I can tell you exactly what happened and why they lost this. We take it. We take it. We take it. We do. So this team choked massively at the end. They had the game. They're not going to push enough. Right. So immediately here, this team isn't pushing. They're holding that blue line. We have to make a play. They're throwing util, that kind of thing. We spot bottom left guy. Seems a bit confused. They don't know exactly where we are. We spot this guy throwing another piece of util there. We've just spotted him on that tree, getting ready to throw another util. We know one's over here, but currently our smoke, which actually is going to help us, is kind of blind spotting this here for them right now. And they're kind of sitting in it. Tried to knock the left guy. See him chucking his nade. We're going to try and bait it out. So, as you saw, we were sprinting towards the rock, but we're actually going to turn and go towards the crate. And luckily, this guy doesn't beam us. Now, this guy is going to... I'm going to believe this guy's calling out, he's weak. He's weak. I've hit him. So I believe this guy is going to instantly ego. So that's why I instantly pre-aim him, rather than playing the cover. We get the knock on him. There's our get-go. We've got the next two players here and here. Meaning, both of them are split enough that I can actually ego either of them right now and have a chance at getting another one knocked. We shoot right guy. We get him weak. Left guy's flank is taking too long. That means we know he's gone to the rock. Also spot him. Now, because he's close, we have the SMG, and we're egoing with that SMG. We're hoping he pushes round, gives us a one-on-one. This guy's far back. He can't support. If this guy egos, we can take him on with the SMG. He doesn't confidently peek, so we're immediately not seeing a reaction from him, which means I need to force him to push. I can't push him, because if I push him, this guy kills me. So if we take the shots on this guy, we know seconds later, this guy will push instead. We don't even go for the kill there. We're just trying to make him weak enough that this guy panics. He sees his mates being shot. He hears his mates being shot. This will cause him to push. He pushes. We hip fire. We know the other guy should still technically be healing right now because we absolutely lasered him. But this guy's trying to play the blue line. His mate's going to be calling I'm weak again. We then just go for a... He's weaker than me. We're a better shot than him. We go for it. We get the dub. We got the... We'll take it. A cheeky 17-kill game in a game we probably shouldn't have won. So, even watching that back, I've seen some bits I've even missed in my own gameplay, but a lot of it is just using the sound of the game. Like, that is the important part. And just kind of picking the right kills at the right time, challenging the right people at the right time. I believe too many people are giving their positions away too early as a team when we're on the hill earlier in the game. If we go all the way back to like here, like you'd sometimes have boys up here who would have lit this guy up immediately, and that's not what you want to do. You need to have the opportunity, the chance to do something. They don't know I'm here right now. We get this first knock. We know where they're going to peak. We can then set on a push. So just giving yourself a bit of time, a bit of breather. You don't have to shoot immediately, taking that time in. And that is something I talked a lot about in my tips video. So if you want to check out the tips video, that is in the description below. But I'm hoping we'll have some more of these soon. And I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a long video. But I apologize for the little glitchy screen bits here and there. But if you enjoyed it, let me know. And hopefully we'll get another video going sometime. Catch you later, guys. Till next time. Peace.